Is Felger and Maz your favorite afternoon show?
Yes, 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 yes.
Felger and Maz.
Here's a drive to center field off of the bat of Abreu. Wilyer Abreu hits it. And it's 2-0 Venezuela. Abreu, more known for his gloves so far in the major leagues. Underrated as a hitter. Underrated but improving greatly on what is already well above average offensive production. You got 5 innings to find out which country wins the World Baseball Classic. I think the Boston Red Sox have won the World Baseball Classic in terms of the impact their players have made. Roman Anthony for Team USA. Jaron Duran hit 3 home runs for Mexico. Brian Bayo was dominant in his start for the Dominican Republic. And then look in the bullpen, what Garrett Whitlock has done, what Greg Weissert did for Team Italy.
I think you're going to see the Boston Red Sox win a lot more games than they did last year. Young players like this are making improvements and progressing.
Red Sox contingent was figuring prominently in this tournament, which led John Smoltz to say that. Big year for the Red Sox coming up. Then Garrett Whitlock crapped the bed, and Roman Anthony struck out to end the entire tournament. So, it's like a Felger take. As soon as you say it, you know the other thing's going to happen.
Yeah, you put into it existence.
Oh, I know
that
go the
other way.
So, but your thoughts on the Sox overall, Mass? Here?
Yeah, look, they did have good springs as far as the tournament goes. In Jaron Duran's case, he played very well for Mexico. They were out of the tournament earlier, obviously. But also, he played well in the early part of spring training with the Red Sox. So here's what I look at it and say, okay, well, then this is what I'm going to expect as the season begins for real. With, in the major league season begins. I expect Abreu to have a better year than he's had yet. He's now 27. He's entering basically the prime of his career. He's yet to have a full season in the major leagues with an OPS over 800. He looks terrific. He's in great shape. You can see it just looking at him on TV. We know he can play defense. He had a big tournament. So let's go. Carry it forward. If the Red Sox are going to invest in all these guys and say during the whole time we're building, then they get to this stage, fine, I'll buy in. You didn't get the right-handed bat. But you know what? If these guys are as good as you tell me they are, then you should be able to knock on the door of a World Series anyway. So here you go. That should be the expectation. I guess what I'm getting at is this. Just because they didn't get the right-handed bat, I don't think you should lower the expectations for them. The expectation should still be the same. They should be a World Series caliber team the large majority of the time. They have the capacity and resources to do it. And if these guys are all ready to blossom, good. I'm happy to see it. They played well. Now, do it in an arena that clearly matters more to the Americans. So let's go. Do it.
Back to your thoughts, as promised. Sean in Leominster. Hi, Sean.
Hey, guys. Sucks we lost last time. I'm disappointed by that. Real quick, I just got to say, I loved having Aaron Judge in our lineup. Like, how cool is that? He comes up. As much as I hate the Yankees, it was great. But Roman Anthony, let's just talk about that. I'm excited now after that. I don't see how we can't be. I saw something he was on, like, best in the world lineup, Roman Anthony. He had a great tournament. Roman Anthony, like.
Okay, I got it, Roman Anthony.
He was good overall, but him striking out to end that last night was a bummer.
I mean, again, it's just sort of like you were feeling good about your contingent, and then you got to the game on the line in the 9th inning of the championship game, and you just crapped all over yourself.
Maz, is Whitlock kind of shot?
So
the end of last year, it started to look shaky.
So I thought Murray last night, the ball looked lifeless. He didn't look as good as he's looked at other times in this tournament. And the pitch he threw to Suarez for the hit that put Venezuela up 3-2, that's just a stupid pitch. Really. Suarez is looking to strike out. He strikes out. All you have to do is throw him fastballs and sliders because he's got a big swing. He's looking to jack everything out of the ballpark. He threw him a changeup that tails back in and allows the ball to come to him so he doesn't have to chase it, and he pulled it into left center field for an extra base hit. That was the game. That was a stupid decision. Stupid pitch. Stupid.
And how come we didn't see Mason Miller in that game? Your good closer. How come we didn't see Mason Miller? Let's play Mark DeRosa, the U.S. manager, on that. Jimmy, if you could, please.
Mark, you said before the game that Mason would be available if he needed him, and since there wasn't going to be a safe situation once you got to the ninth, I was curious what went into not using him there.
Honoring the Padres. Had we taken the lead, he was coming in, but I wasn't going to bring him into a tie game.
This DeRosa guy's kind of a tool bag.
Kind of?
It's taken me a while. Like, I like him on the High Heat show.
Yeah, as a broadcaster.
Yeah, like when he's on the show, he does these hitting videos that I think are good and instructive, and I like.
But when he's out of his element, not as a broadcaster, trying to manage a team of professionals playing baseball, I might as well be there doing this. I'm just as clueless as this guy.
But it's not just clueless. It's like, I don't like the way, honoring the pod. Honoring? What are we talking about here? Honoring the pod? I don't know, maybe he's just a word choice there. I don't know. He's kind of a tool bag. But anyway.
I think I think what he meant is he's honoring the Padres' wishes.
I understand. But it's just the way he talks.
Yep.
Kind of rubs me wrong. But that whole thought about, wait a minute, so he's available if you're up but not if you're tied?
Well, that doesn't make sense to you?
Well, it's not exactly consistent.
No, I'm with you. Believe me. I say that sarcastically.
And meanwhile, did Whitlock pitch in 3 of the 4 games?
I believe that's right.
In 3 of the last 4?
He certainly pitched in the last 2.
So he was available in a tie game, but not Mason Miller?
Correct.
Because we said okay, and the Sox said okay, and the Padres said no, or why?
Alex Cora actually yesterday during the Red Sox media avail said that Garrett Whitlock would be available for America. Said that on the record.
So the clubs are making the major league clubs are making the calls on these guys.
But does DeRosa understand that in the top of the 9th inning there is no safe situation?
Right.
So like you go to your closer there. That's baseball 101, and then you can go multiple innings with Whitlock if you get to the 10th and the 11th. Like this is basic baseball stuff. It's unbelievable how dumb this guy is. Does he even know who his opponent was last night? My God.
And that was part of the question, too. Yeah. I think the question said, I know it wasn't a save situation, but once you get to the 9th, the save situations are over.
Right, that's kaput.
So
did he know that?
No, that's right. So
did DeRosa know that?
So did
DeRosa know that there's no way that there can be a save situation after the top of the 9th inning? Did he know that?
Maybe not.
See, I think that answer was basically, if that game was going to extra innings, we were giving up.
No, the question to DeRosa, really should be, what is it you say you do here? It feels like nothing.
If we haven't beaten them in the first 8, we quit. That's what it felt like to me.
And if you're playing to win the game, too, like, you want to extend it because the Venezuelan team was out of bullpen pitchers. They went – their bullpen has been great this entire tournament, and now if you can just get into their bullpen, they have nobody left for the 11th inning or the 10th inning. They have nobody. Like, just get to extra innings and then win the game. Like, my God, why is he so stupid?
Maybe he was pissed.
He just went right up my ass.
Because he's a talk show host, Jay.
In real time, this went right up my ass. Where is the closer in the top of the 9th inning? I've been lectured by managers and baseball people about this dumb thing. Like, you got to use your closer at home in the top of the 9th inning. WTF.
He's honoring the Padres.
Maybe he was pissed that the Padres asked him not to pitch Miller. Because as Jimmy said, Cora made an announcement yesterday morning about Whitlock.
Right.
And the Padres did the opposite. Maybe he's like, well, ask the Padres. Because they told me I couldn't pitch him. And I wouldn't rule out Mason Miller also being on the list of someone who said to the Padres, yeah, I'm not pitching.
Well, he's a puss too then.
David in Lawrence. Hi, David.
I'm here.
We'll wait.
Good, Dave. Okay.
I'm sorry. No, I'm here.
Me too.
My thing was the international players live and die baseball. USA last night, the product was bad. It's like they're in preseason. And what I don't understand is, where's Kyle Raleigh? 60 home runs. He couldn't DH last night?
Great question.
So there's another one. I think he was 0 for 9 in the tournament. So he hit himself out of the lineup or whatever, but I don't know.
They liked his framing better, so he was the one who had to catch the championship game.
Will Smith, they like his framing?
They like his framing.
Okay, what happens, though, when you get to the 7th inning and you need a home run?
And there's a guy with 60 home runs sitting on your bench?
I don't know. Maybe
sitting
you want
on his big dumper?
Right. Maybe put big dumper into the game. How about instead of taking one, how about you put one into the game?
John in Connecticut. Go ahead, John.
Hey there, Mike. I wonder if America baseball players and the fans were a little apathetic because you guys said yesterday that MLB is made out of like basically 90% of Americans. So there's not that real like threat. Like you look at the hockey where, it's still a Canadian game. The best players are Canadian, but the United States are making inroads. I mean, if you look at the percentages there.
John, what's the point?
Well, the point is that would lead to apathy. There's like in Canada, they're worried about the United States sort of like taking over, a percentage of the NHL or being considered the best hockey players in the world.
Sure, because they care deeply about the sport. We don't care deeply about baseball anymore. So if someone surpasses us in baseball, do we really care? Because we don't care about the game like we used to. I think I'm going to sum up his point.
Something like that.
And there might be something to that.
Yeah.
But the baseball people should care. I mean, you brought up the hockey. Hockey is still a fringe, niche little sport. It doesn't have broad support or interest in the country. But I get the sense the American hockey fan cared deeply about winning that tournament and knocking off Canada. And I think it's the American players that have dragged most people into that because how they care and how they carried themselves in the Four Nations and all that, the Kachucks and the fighting in the previous tournament and the whole. Like, I think the American hockey player has sort of willed that thing into existence. But be that as it may, I think they got American hockey fans to care. Do American baseball fans care?
No.
Why?
No.
Why don't you?
I get the sense, maybe the game bores them now. Could be that. I get the sense that it's almost like, this doesn't count. This doesn't mean anything. We're the best baseball playing country in the world. Even if they beat us, what does that mean? That's the vibe I get, is that, and I just, to me,
it means something. I think your recent performances in this World Baseball Classic have led me to believe that the American-born baseball player is kind of a loser.
Yeah.
So I don't know if American baseball players or fans care about that, but that's sort of the conclusion I've been left with. I'm starting to look like the U.S. baseball player, like the U.S. golfer and the Ryder Cup. They care, but they don't know how to win. And they're just too insular and worried about their brand. And they're great on the range by themselves with their swing coach. But put them on a team where it's not just about them and their individual corporation, and now they got to win for something more than themselves. They don't know what to do, and they don't know how to do it because we're just a bunch of bots. So I look at U.S. baseball lesser than the way they've come through in these last two tournaments. Do they care that people feel that way? Maybe
no,
not.
The players are definitely, I feel like, more like individuals than a team. And for fans, it does. I mean, based on some of the calls we've taken, maybe the impression that I'm getting is that people look at this as almost like the NBA Cup. It's kind of manufactured. Like, I don't really care about this. What are the stakes? It's not like the Olympics. So people don't take it as seriously.
Well, so listen, this is why I think it would help if they do this in the Olympics. There's a natural opportunity. It's in the summer. You can take a couple of weeks off. Do it. Let your players go to the Olympics and have them give a crap and see if a gold medal is going to change their freaking attitude. But who knows? Continue with your thoughts on this. We do have to turn to the Boston Bruins just for a minute. That group. Boy, did they seem pleased with themselves losing their second straight game last night. I want to get to that and some just absolute invisible Boston Bruins. We'll get to that and more of your phone calls right after this.
Now, more of Felger and Mers on the Sports Hub.
32 seconds to go in OT. Suzuki to Hudson. Hudson try to get away from Pasternak down the left circle. Here's Suzuki, top of the left circle, in front, score! It's Cole Caulfield. He's been dangerous all year in overtime. He gets his fifth overtime game winner.
We have thoughts on it, Maz. What are yours?
Kick in the nuts. That game was a complete, total freaking kick in the nuts. And I thought they had it. Obviously a couple of times they had leads in that game and couldn't hold on to them. And then you get into overtime, and they had the puck for what? Did they have the puck for like the first 2.5 minutes of overtime?
Was that a joke how they played that overtime?
It's unbelievable.
The four corners offense in 3-on-3.
It was really. They had the puck for half the overtime, and I don't think they took a shot.
Maz, I don't think they had a shot on net the entire overtime.
Is that true?
And I say on net because Zacha obviously had the breakaway,
yes.
which he missed by a country mile.
Oh my God, it was like Rich Beverly.
No, but other than that, there wasn't. And did you know? It's funny because you usually don't notice him, but he stuck out like such a sore thumb during the overtime. How'd you like Lindholm? Just looking like plodding. He's like Lurch. You're a Lurch from the Addams family.
Can you be more specific? Which Lindholm are you talking about?
It wasn't
Hampus Lindholm or Elias Lindholm?
Hampus is
because they both could not suck harder.
Yeah, so there must. It must have been
Sucking
Hampus.
Lindholm.
Wait, was it Hampus or Elias? Because Hampus is a lumbering defenseman. Elias is a completely invisible center.
So I
Hampus.
guess I didn't know. I was just assuming Elias because he just usually disappears, but it must have been Hampus then. But he looks like Lurch out there. He's so slow and plodding with the puck, and he doesn't do anything with it. I'm like, get off the ice. Not that it would have mattered anyway.
Kevin Majori has a good theory on Hampus Lindholm.
What's your theory on Hampus Lindholm there,
Kevin? Tell him what you told me before the show.
Okay, I don't know what other theory you could have other than he's just really not that good at hockey.
Well, it's Elias Lindholm. Maz crossed up the Lindholm too. So before
Same thing.
No, well, it's a different brand of suck. But go ahead.
Before the break, both Zacha and Elias Lindholm were hurt. And Zacha, and I could be comparing apples to oranges in terms of Zacha, I think had a head injury they never specified, and Lindholm has had a knee injury most of the year. Zacha didn't play in the Olympics. He got ruled out, couldn't play. Right. Lindholm probably should not have played for Sweden because A, he was hurt, and B, he was going to be a fourth liner. Coming out of the break, Zacha has been terrific. He managed 7 goals in 7 games, and Elias Lindholm is slow and non-existent. So did he hurt the back half of the Bruins year by playing for his country and not just taking 3 weeks off to rest the knee that he's been dealing with all year?
So that's possible. He could also just be a completely invisible hockey player.
Could be. He's been invisible for about 2 years now.
Because he was invisible before the Olympics, and I should have known. I did. I could have predicted if I really dug into it, because you heard coming out of, was it Vancouver, Elias Lindholm's last spot?
That's right.
Yeah,
that he has a quiet game. So like when I hear the quiet game guy, he's got a quiet game. He's got a subtle game. Oh, well, what does that mean? It means it doesn't stick his nose in there.
His play is non-existent.
You never notice him. Quiet is one way to say it. The other way to say it is useless.
Yeah, invisible.
Remember Louis Eriksson was supposed to have a very quiet game?
Danton Heinen.
The quiet one. Exactly, the quiet one. Guys who you couldn't, if I gave you $1 million, say, tell me, do you remember one play that Danton Heinen or Louis Eriksson ever made?
No.
You can't.
No, between the two of them, I can't name one.
Elias Lindholm's the next guy. This guy, oh my God, is he invisible? He'll win the occasional faceoff. That's about it. Other than that, here's Elias Lindholm's game log. The last, this is 8 games now. 0, 0, 0, even. 0, 0, 0, minus 1. 0, 0, 0, even. 0, 0, 0, minus 2. 0, 0, 0, even. 0, 0, 0, minus 1. I mean, can you be more invisible than that? Since the Olympic break, he has 1 goal. Empty net.
Yeah, right.
And I can't remember the stat that you gave me, but his last goal past an actual goaltender. Maybe it was January 26th. I'm not sure. It's March 18th, just in case you're tracking at home. This guy makes $7.75 million. He is absolutely invisible. Listen, if you pay attention to faceoffs, he wins faceoffs. He's a pretty good faceoff guy. After that, after the puck gets dropped in a faceoff, it's like he's not there. And, he's not the only guy. You know who's done the old disappearing act too?
Morgan Geekie.
Almost as if you would say he's like a magician in a magic hat. And I've sort of dropped the I got to eat my hat thing because he is tallied, whatever it is, 34 goals on the year. Let's do Morgan Geekie's last 7 games.
I mean, he's like, I'm not even sure I've seen him out there.
0, 0, 0, minus 1. 0, 1 assist. 1 point even. 0, 0, 0 even. 0, 0, 0 minus 1. 0, 0, 0 even. 0, 0, 0 even. 0, 0, 0 minus 1. Completely disappeared.
No, really, he is. He's like, I don't even remember him shooting the puck. Did he shoot the puck last night?
It's a really good point. Let's just do shots. He had 3 last night. I don't remember any of them.
Me neither.
None of them were really in anger.
I don't remember any of them.
So you've had guys, highly paid top 6 forwards, completely fall off the map. David Pastrnak, I really hate watching David Pastrnak play hockey.
I've gathered that. Yeah.
I do. I just don't like his game. You can like him. I'm not telling you how to feel. Me, personally, I despise his game. I despise it. I get there's skill guys who aren't sticking their nose in there, and I've come to accept it, and there's a lot of them I've liked. I used to, Patrick Kane with the Blackhawks certainly wasn't getting his nose dirty and certainly wasn't any sort of blood and guts puck battle kind of guy. But he sort of knew when to, I don't know. I accepted guys, so I can accept guys who aren't that thing, and they just bring the skill part to the game. Like, there's definitely a place in the game for those guys. Pastrnak, to me, he just still doesn't know how to, does he still not know how to skate? He's just always stumbling around out there. And it's the second straight game where you lose in the final seconds of a 3-on-3 where he's just awkwardly fumbling, stumbling around out there, crashing into guys. Last night he crashed into Zacha, took them both out like bowling pins. And that left, it was Caulfield, and there were 2 wide open Canadiens on the side of that net because Pastrnak just the way he's like
gangly.
He's
like a marionette.
The blow up things that they have at car dealerships.
Yeah.
Or like the Scarecrow in the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, he doesn't. There's just something. He's just so unsteady on his skates, and he's such a turnover machine, and he's such a cherry picker. Like I guess I must be the only one. Does anyone else get sick of watching David Pastrnak cherry pick? And I feel like the cherry picking this year has gotten worse than ever. They're constantly trying to fly the zone with Pastrnak. Constantly. Just watch it. And he's just so frustrating for me to watch. I can't stand his game. He might be a nice guy. I give him credit for playing. He just had a kid and he's playing through it, and he's had, he's got a backstory with his wife, and so I give him a lot of credit for grinding through that and showing up and playing, and that's good. So I'm just a great guy. I hate watching him play the game of hockey. I really don't like it. What else? I told you about the zone entries on the power play. Did you happen to watch their power play at the end of the second period?
Yeah. No, the first 2 were actually good, and then the second 2 were just what it was like in New Jersey. And when you look at it, you're like, do any of you know what you're doing?
Just trying to gain the zone. It's comical.
They make it difficult on themselves.
It's comical how they are the only team that can't gain the zone. The whole league figured the power play zone entry, figured it out like 5 years ago, I want to say, with these drop passes and then the full head of steam, and it's just sort of a play that works for everybody. And teams have figured out how to gain the zone a long time ago. The Bruins try it, and it's like a comedy of errors. That power play at the end of the second period, 4 straight times, they wound up with the back pass and then the full head of steam. And the Canadiens just stood there, just inside the blue line, waiting for some dumbass Bruin to skate right into him with the puck, which they did 4 straight times. And I'm not even sure they really ever gained the zone on the power play. It's just painful to watch. Painful. What else? What else bugged you about that game?
Well, I mean, some of the post-game stuff bugged me, and some of the stuff I'm reading today.
Boy, they seem pleased with themselves.
Or at least the coach does.
Boy, they're pleased with themselves.
Did you see or hear what Zacha said after the game?
I didn't hear what Zacha said.
Well, we came out of this trip with 4 points out of the 6 we possibly could have gotten. Here's a question for you. How do you feel like you guys played in the last 2 nights in New Jersey and in Montreal when you had 2 good periods combined?
So I will say last night...
The third period, they had some jump. They were good in the third period.
It was a pretty good game.
Last night, I'll give them some credit for the 60 minutes.
Yeah, it was an entertaining game.
And I do look, this is in the NBA and the NHL, you do have to account for second of back-to-backs and 3 and 4 nights and the other team sitting at home waiting for you. I think it's fair to bring up in these games. And the Bruins, I thought, fought pretty hard through that. So, I do want to give them some measure of credit for that.
Sure.
But then you get to the 3-on-3 and it's time to win. I mean, so I'm like a lot of people treat the 3-on-3 as just like some sort of fluke gimmick and anything can happen. It's a bounce. No. That's the format, and there's a point on the line, a really important point. So how are you going to play? Team Canada had the gold medal on the line, and they played the 3-on-3 like a bunch of a-holes. They deserved to lose and be criticized for it. This Bruins 3-on-3 last night, you mentioned it, Maz.
Holy crap.
Were they trying to take the air out of the balloon in that thing? How long did they possess the puck and just do figure eights and figurines? Is that what you would say? Like just skating around in circles. They had like 2 line changes in the middle of possessing this puck, just skating backwards and skating backwards and skating backward. They did not have a shot on net in that overtime.
No, again, and during that sequence that you're talking about, there were a couple of times where they tried to set up plays, and they got, the defense of Montreal, and when I say the defense of Montreal, they couldn't penetrate Montreal's defense in 3-on-3. But if you can't penetrate a defense in 3-on-3, when are you going to penetrate it?
So,
because there's plenty of room out there. I do like that defenseman from Montreal, though, the little guy, Hudson.
Oh, Hutton.
Yeah. Oh, Hutton.
Yeah.
Is
it Hudson or Hudson?
I thought it was Hudson, but whatever.
It might be.
He's like Torrey Krug Jr.
I'm bad
right?
with names.
I think he was the Rookie of the Year last year.
Yeah, he's off-brand. He's off-brand Hughes. He's off-brand Quinn Hughes.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I like him. He made a great. The one time they looked like they were going to get a chance, he made a great defensive play. And
poke check Laurie?
Yeah, it was kind of a sweep on his stomach.
Yeah.
What a great play that was. That was excellent.
Yeah.
I like him, but the Bruins really would have beaten themselves.
Well, they just would have kept skating backwards. Even if Mason Laurie had beaten them, they just would have pivoted back out of the zone and gone for a line change while possessing the puck and just literally played with themselves. For about 3 minutes of that 5-on-5.
They really did.
But it was just self-abuse.
They're just having a skate.
They're just punching the clown there for 3 minutes in Montreal. And then, of course, in their own zone, Pasternak just crashes into his own player, leaves 2 guys wide open the side of the net. But no, it was great, guys. Great. No, great effort. You should feel proud of yourself.
No, again, then Zaka got a chance to win it and missed the net.
By a mile.
Oh, my God. It was unbelievable.
So there are your Bruins thoughts. That's your Bruins Minute, hockey fans. Did you enjoy it?
I did.
Here's Murray with an update, and we'll get right to your calls. Don't go anywhere.
Boston's best sports talk. You can count on it.
2 plus 2 is a 5.
Me sento un po' pacchiato perché Roma
Felger and
How about Gerard in Boston on a Bruins thought? Go ahead, Gerard.
Hey, Mike, couldn't agree with you more in regards to the Bruins power play. I don't know why they keep dropping that puck back to a player who's not skating fast. But I wanted to ask you about Nikita Zadorov. I feel like he's nowhere near the player he was in the beginning of the year. He's not making an impact on any game that the Bruins are playing right now.
He's down my list because I generally am okay with his game. I think big guy, menacing guy, but has some game. When you watch him carry the puck, like he can dangle a little bit. I don't mind Nikita Zadorov. He's way, way, way down my list of issues.
So overall, I'd agree with you. There was one play last night where he started to skate up the left side out of the zone with the puck and just got completely caught from behind. Gave up the puck, was more interested in tangling with the guy instead of actually starting the possession. And it sort of struck me at that time, but boy, it's been a while since I've seen him do something. I sort of forgot that he was there.
Well, put him on the list. I just think there's others who belong ahead of it. Brian in Westboro, comment line, Felger has no idea what he's talking about on the Bruins. Go ahead, Brian. What am I missing?
Well, the roster's crap to begin with, so you got to give Sturm credit for getting what he's getting out of the guys. They played 3 games in 4 nights. They got 4 out of 6 points. That's not good.
It's all right. It should have been more. They played like ass in these last 2 overtimes.
They're playing teams that are competing for a playoff spot.
Not the Devils.
No, but they won 5 out of whatever it was. They've been playing good hockey for the roster that they have. Do you agree?
I think they're playing to their level, Brian. I think their roster's not. I don't think it's a last place roster. I think it's a middling roster, and they have a middling roster, and they're the 7 seed, I guess, based on tiebreaker. They're tied for the 8 seed.
And blowing leads. They led New Jersey 2-0.
So Murray's right. It's the New Jersey game that was really the killer.
Thank you.
You got to win that game.
And listen, I have not criticized them for the 60 minutes last night in Montreal. I thought they hung in there well given the schedule. And that Montreal should be a little better than them. They are. And so, I didn't say anything about the 60 minutes. It's that 3-on-3 overtime.
Yeah.
But they play like a bunch of clowns.
I mean, if you look back in the 3 games and you say they've gotten 5 points and they lost in overtime last night, you can almost accept it. I mean, obviously you want 6, but 5 out of 6, you'd say, it was the Jersey game.
Listen, 2 out of the 3 teams are out of it. Jersey's out of it, and the Capitals are barely. They're out of it too. Those 2 teams are out of it, and Montreal is kind of right with you. It took the worst shootout in the history of hockey to beat the first team. You lost because you played like a bunch of clowns to the second team that's out of it. And you peed down your leg last night when you had a chance to win in Montreal. I'm not going to do cartwheels about that. I'm not a Celtics fan. You're freaking nuts. It should have been better. But overall, they are what I don't think they're overachieving. I don't think Sturm has them overachieving. I think Sturm has them right where they should be, a fringe playoff team. So however much credit you want to give to the coach for having them right where the roster is, give it to them. But they're not. Do you think they're exceeding expectations?
No.
Here's Alejandro in Nashville. Yes, Alejandro.
Hey, guys. I know everyone talks about Elias Lindholm as the invincible player. I thought he's been a ghost since October 2024. But at this point, he's just a major liability on the ice for some of the mistakes he makes. This is probably the worst contract I've ever seen be given to a player. And the biggest reason is because at this point, I want the invincible version of Elias Lindholm. This guy's confidence is totally shot. I just don't know where Sturm goes from here.
Yeah, I just was he a mirage? Some of the big years he had in I was just looking at it today. He scored. He scored 42 goals. He scored.
Is that right?
A couple of years ago. I was just looking this up because I'm like, well, how did this guy? Yeah, 42 goals in Calgary in 2022. When he got traded to Vancouver, so he started in Carolina, went to Calgary, put up some numbers in Calgary, got traded to Vancouver a couple years ago, and then came here. But again, he was billed to me as having a quiet game. I said, I should have known. I'm not going to notice this guy. And what amazes me about him, he's known as an all-around player and a 3-zone player and all of that. And he's good on the faceoffs, and he still is. So I'll give him that. He sometimes gets Selke votes. I mean, just looking this up, last year he was 31st in Selke voting, but someone voted for him. He's been 10th in the Selke before. He was 2nd in the Selke. That year he scored 42. Odd, he scores 42 and he gets defensive forward votes like idiots. Anyway. So he gets Selke votes from time to time. This year he's a -9. Last year he was a -4.
I'm glad you're bringing this up because I was just looking at this. Keep going.
In 2024, he was -14. The minus player.
He is now.
For his career, he's +2. Career. He's just +2. And again, he's good on the dot. But I don't think he's a great defensive. People build him as this off-brand Bergeron. Bergeron was excellent in his own zone and noticeable up and down the ice. This guy is the invisible flipping man. So get Bergeron's name out of your mouth when you're talking about this guy.
In 2 years, he's played 137 games. Okay, he's -13, as you said. And he has 87 points, 33 of which are on the power play.
Thank you.
Okay, so
secondary assists on the power play.
So 137 games, he's got 54 even strength points. 54. He blows. He's kind of a defenseman.
And he plays a lot. He plays 20 minutes a night.
His numbers are like a bad defenseman.
I mean, and again, it's the ice time that's on top of it as well. Like, he's out there. He's not one of these guys that is getting buried. Again, I was just looking this up.
54 even strength points in 2 years.
I wanted to hammer this guy so bad today. I brought in my laptop because I had this all up on my laptop. I didn't feel like fumbling around on this computer to get it. Last night, the guy played 19 minutes. Again, and so listen, here are his last 7 games. 0-0-0 even, 0-0-0 -1, 0-0-0 even, 0-0-0 -2, 0-0-0 even, 0-0-0 -1. Here's his ice time. 1935, 1929, 2025, 2016, 2038, 1914.
So 20 minutes a night for nothing.
That's huge minutes.
Yeah, that's a good chunk of time.
Defensemen play 20 minutes a night.
Right, that's right.
This is centerman. He's out there constantly doing nothing. He's constantly out there doing nothing. It's not like they're spotting him to do nothing. He's out there all the time doing nothing.
Correct. No, he's good at it.
Oh, my God.
The big zero.
Yeah, I'd love to say I can't watch him play. I don't know when he's out there.
It's like the NHL's version of a no-show job.
Again, I don't want to invoke Jimmy Hayes. I don't want to do that. But Mike and Woburn, when Mike and Woburn used to have balls and teeth and used to enjoy criticizing the Bruins, now he's flipped. I think they bought him off. So now he's like this, like they've paid Mike and Woburn to be this paid influencer online to say nice things about the Bruins because he doesn't criticize the Bruins anymore. But back when he used to be fun with the Bruins, he called this guy dark matter. We didn't know what dark matter is, the thing that's in space.
Yes.
But you can't see it.
But you can't see it. You can't feel it. It has but it's there. You just can't see it, hear it, smell it. It's just, it has zero properties. But it's still there. It's known as dark matter. That's what this guy is. He's freaking dark matter. Completely invisible. And be one thing. I mean, the former dark matter player was like a third-line player. They buried him on the bench because you didn't. This guy's out there all the time.
20 minutes a night.
All the time doing nothing.
He is the return for zero.
Here's a word from our sponsor back. Long commercial-free segment is next. I want to get to the gossip first.
Everything you said is right.
Felger and Maz, the Sports Zone.
Guys worked extremely hard. That was for 60 minutes. That was, not one moment. There were some shifts, but they're not really a stretch. Coming in here on a back-to-back in Montreal to have a game like this, and they're waiting for us to, give my guys a lot of credit. They worked, and unfortunately, we had it too. Just like yesterday, hit the post. Today, we had a breakaway. Sometimes it's not on our side, but we can be. I'm proud of my guys, but also it's a good road trip. So we want to be 500 and above, and we did that. So now we got to go home and reset.
They went 1-2.
Yeah.
He said we wanted to have a winning road trip, and we did that. No, they went 1-2.
No, he's talking about, again, what Zaka talked about last night. Zaka's quote was, every point's really important. I think coming from this road trip, 4 out of the 6 points is good.
You know what? It might be. Let someone else say that if you've lost 2 out of 3.
They should have had 5.
And puke down the front of your sweater in 2 of the last 3 overtimes. I don't know. I would let someone else say that versus being proud about going 1-2 against 2 crap. 2 of the 3 teams are crap bags. The Devils this year are crap, and the Capitals are not much better.
And it took, again, the shootout that set the sport back about 50 years.
Oh, my God.
9 rounds of it on Saturday.
Give my guys a lot of credit. Proud of my guys. Good road trip. Oh, come on.
Again, the 4 out of 6, yes, in terms of where they're standing is fine. But let's not start smelling your own farts over the last 3 games that you just played. You kind of got lucky to finally win one on the road with that stupid game against Washington on Saturday.
Oh, my God. Seriously. Matt in New Bedford on the Bruins. Yes, Matt.
What loser statements from them. Jesus Christ, guys. So I'm so pissed off. Can somebody tell McAvoy and Pasternak to get their hands on their sticks and stop looking at the refs every time they take a tumble on the ice? Not every time is a penalty, guys. Put your hands on your sticks, get in the play, and talk to the refs afterwards. Keep playing. It's so infuriating. I think it looks so bad on the coaching staff that they're not drilling it into these guys. You have to play the game first, guys. Come on.
I think McAvoy's fallen into that. He did that a couple times last night. Absolutely right.
I mean, it's like an NBA mentality. Like you're looking for the penalty instead of making the play.
I mean, Montreal definitely got away with one in that third period. I think Hustadinov got a stick right across the face.
Did.
Yeah, but if you don't see the arm, keep playing.
How about Jake in the suburbs on the baseball? Yes, Jake.
Yeah, so one thing we've learned from the World Baseball Classic and the new playoff format is that baseball needs more higher stakes games, and I think the best way that they should do it, and it's one of your Fakakta scenarios here, but they should move to a series format in the regular season, 3-game series. each win is worth a point. And then if you win the series 2-1, you get an extra 2 points. If you sweep the series, you get an extra 3. It would ultimately lead to, if you win 2-1, it's 4-1 in points. If you win 3-0, it's...
Jake, you're giving me too many numbers.
This was Maz's idea from years ago.
But let me just back up and say this is, he is, as he said it, Maz came up with this idea a couple of years ago. You want to describe it a little more succinctly, Maz? Less numbers?
Yeah, basically, you get points for winning series, and you get a bonus point for sweeping. So that was the idea. You got to win 2 out of 3 to get credit for a win, and at a minimum, and then if you sweep the thing, you get a bonus point. Think of it that way.
And and the winner of the division or the playoff seeding is based on points, not wins.
So you put the emphasis on the series, and that way, to me, one of the ideas was, on Sunday, it feels like every manager puts a crap bag lineup out there, gives everybody a rest because the Sunday game doesn't matter. So if you've already won the series, there's no additional value of that last game. This would give the last game of a series a little extra value. The only thing is, because we had people call up about this, I don't know if it changes the math. You know what I mean? In other words, you still come out where the team that wins the most games wins the division. They would end up as the team with the most points.
It wouldn't make a difference?
So I don't know. I've heard people say that. At the time I said, let's leave the math to the math people. I don't know if I could figure it out. But the general premise of what he said is right.
Well, you
need more urgency in the sport.
No doubt. So going to half seasons is, interesting. It would take one fan base out of the entire second half. The entire second half becomes, if you win the first half, like in 1981, Yankees won the AL East in 1981, and then when they came back from the strike, they just sat there with their Schmenzer in their hands.
So what if that's the way you get the bye? You got to win both.
Yeah. I mean, so there's ways to tweak it, but
yeah. So I'm just wondering if there's a way somehow.
How do you create more urgency?
Right. And somebody smarter than me has got to come up with a method that would work.
Well,
whether
listen,
it's a half season or series or whatever, I want that.
I think it was a mistake to go away from those one-game wild card games. Those were the best 2 days of the year in the sport. Historically, I mean, this last World Series was through the roof, obviously, but those single-game wild cards were tremendous.
Excellent.
And the 3-gamers still okay. It's not bad, but those single gamers, immediate urgency, which the game just desperately needs more of. Immediate urgency.
I mean, everybody takes the long view in that sport, and it sucks.
Okay, we've got baseball thoughts on the board. We've got a lot of Bruins thoughts on the board. We'll reset some of our Celtics thoughts from yesterday. I have a thought going into tonight's game as well. And then we'll get back to your phones on everything right after Murray's 90-second update. No commercials.